Coach, how's media day been?
It seems like a very long day, and most of the time you're answering the same questions, so it gets a little repetitive. But you're our last call today, and that makes it really exciting.
The best ever.
Love it, Coach. All right, Coach, let's ask all the questions everyone else is asking. All right, let's talk about, first of all, your reaction of being a unanimous pick to win the Western Division and the Mountain West. Do you think of this year's team, and we talked a few months back, obviously you got several key players to replace, but are you excited about the fact that so many people unanimously have faith that once again you'll rule the West in the Mountain West?
Well, I like that they did that. But when you start thinking and actually realize there was nothing else they could do, because on this side you got one coach that has been in this league ever since it started, and he's been at this program, be the 7th year as the head coach at his program. And then you've got the next oldest guy in the program. This is only his 3rd year, and the next guy, it's only his 2nd year. We've got 3 brand new coaches on our side or our division. So in reality, who else are they going to vote for?
I love it.
Hey, Coach, when it may not have been there in your very first year as the Aztecs head coach, but based on the success your players have had, your staff has had up to this point, do you now see early on with guys who come to wear the red and black, there is that confidence that we are going to play good football, we're going to be a good football team?
Yeah, I do. I think that our program's to the point now. Our players, when they walk in, they know what to expect. They know what we expect out of them. I think our players come with confidence as they're in our program for a couple years. They develop an attitude about them that I think is unique to the Aztecs and to our program. That means we're going to play good, solid football. We're going to be tough guys. We're going to make it hard on the other team. And I think our program is such now that they believe that. I think our players do a great job of recruiting. They don't let anybody come to our program unless they have that kind of attitude.
Coach, I want to start with your quarterback, Christian Chapman, because a year ago, obviously, got the job done. When you have a quarterback developing through your program, and I looked last year, he only attempted over 20 passes in a game 5 times. Do you expect to do a little more with him from a passing standpoint with the experience he has gained? Obviously, dominating with your running game, but can you do those type of things in developing a quarterback?
Yes, I think our coaches do a nice job developing quarterbacks. I think Christian, to his credit, has done exactly what we've asked him to do, and that is to make sure he reads the defense the correct way. If we need to change the blocking scheme, if we need to change which side we're running the ball to, he's done a great job at that. He's been very efficient at play-action pass. He doesn't very often throw the ball into danger. But I think for us to continue to play well and have a chance to win the conference championship, I think he's going to have to do a little bit more. And we're confident that he can because of his experience and all the good things he's done for us. I think he has more confidence in the scheme, more confidence in himself. I think we're going to have to throw the ball better. I think he can do it. I think we've got some quality veteran wide receivers that I think can play better than they have. And I think we're going to have the same success. We're going to have to throw it more, and it's on him.
Coach, I'm not a smart man. That's why I got into radio, and I need you to explain something to me, please, and our listeners as well. What is the new NCAA rule as far as when you can practice and how long you can practice this year?
Well, I'm not a very smart guy either, and I've read it about 20 times, and I still don't understand it very well.
Okay.
All I can tell you is that you cannot have any more two-a-days.
None.
In other words, you cannot practice twice a day. What you can do is have a walkthrough without a ball and without any kind of pads on, no helmets, anything else, and then you can have one practice. The practice can't be any longer than 3 hours. There's only so many days you can actually be in full pads. There's only so many days you can actually scrimmage. There's only so many days you can do different things. You have to give them a full day off, which means you can't even meet with them or watch film. I'm sure it's a reflection of how the NFL is going. I'm sure we're copying the NFL because I think that everybody's concerned with the health of the players and everybody's trying to legislate that. Okay, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I can't believe they changed any rules. In the old rules, we had a total deal of 3 days of two-a-days last year in all of camp.
Right.
And one of the practices has to be in just helmets only. So I don't know why they're changing rules. Everything was already in place.
Well, to me, again, not being a smart man, it seems to me that the way you get better playing football is to practice football, but in situations that are most game-like as possible. And I don't see that happening in T-shirts and shorts without a football.
Well, I don't see him getting better without shoulder pads and helmet on either. I really don't. So they learn their assignments a little bit better, but then they don't execute the fundamental part of it any better. So in their infinite wisdom, what they did was extend training camp by 7 days.
Yeah, you guys started a week earlier this year.
Yeah.
Good
so
God.
How much fun is that? Training camp's too damn long already. And we're going to for 7 days. And then there's obviously, you understand this, there's obviously a cost to that.
Of course.
And the schools without that kind of revenue, it costs a whole lot of money to put kids into a camp for another 7 days.
Unbelievable.
Talking with San Diego State football coach Rocky Long. Coach, we're really excited about Rashad Penny. Obviously, it was sort of lost what he did a year ago, only averaging over 7 yards a carry. But when you're in the shadow of a guy like Donnell Pumphrey, I'm sure he accepted that. And if there's any guy ready to step in, he'll be ready to go. But I want to get back to Pumphrey for a second here, the NCAA's all-time leading career rusher. What exactly has been the aftermath of Pumphrey's career at San Diego State? What does it mean for San Diego State's football program to have had a player of that magnitude in the program?
Well, I think the national recognition that he got for what he did, and he deserved it, has helped put us on the map. I think it's solidified maybe our fan base that we're still moving in the right direction. I think there's no price tag that you can put on the kind of career he had and the national recognition he got for San Diego State. So obviously we're going to miss him a lot. I thought he was the best runner in the country last year. But then here again, we're really, really lucky because they have completely different styles of running the ball. But I think Rashad Penny, if he gets any help from the offensive line, I think he could be the best running back in the country this year. So now that means we did a good job of recruiting, and Coach Horton and his staff on offense have done a good job of coaching. But that's players that can make plays, and we're glad that they're there.
One final note, Coach. We were looking at the schedule. Starting with Game 1, you will be playing either home or on the road for 10 consecutive Saturdays. Do you like that?
Yeah, that's not bad. I wish we really had a couple of exhibition games in there before we played Arizona State and Stanford because we have a young offensive line. So if you can set it up where we could scrimmage SC or UCLA on Saturday, I'd really appreciate it if you could do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to be broadcasting live up there from camp once it opens up many times. So Steve and I will run out there with a helmet and pads on. We may not know what we're doing, but your guys can come and hit us if it's going to make them better.
Well, if you're willing to be a dummy, we'll sure use you. We'll knock the hell out of you.
Well, let me give you this insight. I can only be used once. Once I'm hit, I'm done. All right, that'll be the end of me. Coach, it's great to talk to you as always. The good news is you're done. I think you're done for the day. That's it. You can take a breath.
You're going to go home.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
All right, there he is. Rocky Long.